to the greatest show in the world, Planet Levi, the only show where I, Levi, get to talk about whatever I want. So on August 2nd, as you know, astronauts Bob and Doug splashed down in the Gulf of Mexico after their 2-month International Space Station mission. The 2 astronauts were launched on May 30th, and they docked at the International Space Station 1 day later. So not only did these astronauts experience, these crazy G-forces where their face can pull back when they go straight up or whatever, and then after that, floating around in space, zero. Then they experience zero gravity. Then they get nauseated after plunging all the way down through the Earth's atmosphere and landing in the ocean and rocking back and forth in the ocean's waves. And I think the most thrilling thing that I've probably ever experienced was the Gravitron at my local fair. I'm extremely jealous of these astronauts. I haven't experienced anything much at all compared to them. So now we come to our Musk moment. On August 4th, this stainless steel grain silo looking thing right here called the SN5 successfully rose into the air and landed. The SN5 is the second of SpaceX's Starship prototypes to successfully re-land. The SN5 has a single Raptor engine. The complete Starship will sport about 6 Raptor engines, stand about 165 feet tall. And it'll be able to carry about 100 people. Shortly after the test, Elon Musk tweeted on Twitter, that's where you tweet, of course, and he said that Mars is looking very real. And let me tell you, I'm very excited for Mars looking very real, and I have to agree with that. I can't wait to see people on the big red planet. So now we come to freaking Florida man. So recently, 38-year-old Justin Stoller had the worst day ever. Justin was diving and retrieved an injured fish. He noticed it was too small, so he put it back. Then he started swimming back up to the surface. Then an 8-foot lemon shark rolled him after giving him a 5 to 6 inch bite wound. So Stoller then had to get 24 stitches. Justice said, I did get bit by an alligator and by a spider before he had got bitten by the shark, which gave him 2 scars on his leg, and now he has a 3rd. So if you're thinking you're having a bad day or bad week, bad couple of years or so, and it's not as bad as this guy's bites, you might need to encounters with the nature, you might need to reevaluate how bad things are for you, or how bad your day was. Because if you had an argument with your spouse or whatever, and you survived, or you had to work over, and you survived, it doesn't really compare to getting a bite taken out of your leg by a 8-foot lemon shark. Your day could be worse. So now we come to waste your time. Mulan, the live-action version at least, will cost people that already pay for Disney Plus monthly $30 additionally to watch a live-action movie they basically already seen when they watched the original Mulan. But of course, this is because movie theaters are closed, and Disney still wants to release this film and make their money. In fact, they want to make so much money that they want to charge you 3 times what it would cost you to go see this movie in theaters. When really you could just watch Mulan 1998, which is probably a better film, and it really is a lot cheaper to watch. And also, it's not a remake; it's the original Mulan. Yeah. No thanks, Disney Plus. I will not be paying an additional $30 to watch a movie I've already seen, basically. And now we come to On This Day in History. On August 8th, 1908, the Wright brothers showed their flying machine for the first time in public at a race course at Le Mans, France. After their first successful flight in 1903. The flight only lasted about 2 minutes, a little under 2 minutes roughly. And 11 years after their first flight in 1903, only 11 years after the first flight in 1903, in 1914 the world's first commercial flight took to the sky and lasted 23 minutes and traveled 21 miles. So it only took 11 years after the first flight in 1903 that in 1914 the world's first commercial flight would last 23 minutes and travel 21 miles. So if you start on something like the Wright brothers did, don't underestimate the capacity for what your vision could be as opposed to what it is now, just because it's small. Because it only took 11 years later that a flight could last 23 minutes and travel 21 miles. Very impressive. Really inspiring. But thank you for joining me on Planet Levi. Join me next time. Have a good week or something like that. It will be about a week before I make a new episode. Thank you for watching.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5.